that part there, you can see what the issue is, and hopefully straight away you can see what the issue is. The issue is the stability. You can see when I'm putting and I'm moving the putter back and through, my body is swaying to the right and swaying to the left. Now this is quite a big problem, and this is something that you don't see amongst any good putter. If you look at all the similarities of good putters, what you'll find is the center of their sternum, then their head, is going to be staying very still when they're putting, okay? They're not going to be putting and swinging their sternum and their head around like so. As you can see straight away, that causes instability within the putter head. If we're swaying around back and through, that's going to be causing the opening and closing of the face. And not just any amount of opening and closing, increased opening and closing of the putter face, which is making it super hard to then find that center position. If you think in order to strike a putt perfectly and to make sure that our start line is 0.0 impact, we need to deliver the club face completely straight, 0.0 at the point of impact, exactly there, at that exact point. So if we're moving around, it's going to be so hard to find this point, because this point right here is not only my setup position, but it's also my impact position. So if you can imagine, if I start like this, how am I meant to get exactly back into that same position if my center of my chest and my head is moving backwards and forwards or side to side? Just from the down the line perspective, generally if I sway into my right foot, that causes a bit of an open face and I can get quite far behind the ball. And then again, as a rule of thumb on the way through, if I sway into the putt, that toe can turn over and that can cause that pull. So then how we go about improving that and avoiding the sway is this drill that I'd really like to use. And what it's going to do is it's going to focus on your center of mass, focus on your stability, which will then keep you more centered when you actually come to a putt. So the drill is, when you get yourself set up into a normal position. And then what I want you to do is to start with your trail foot. So you're going to move your left foot a little bit closer to the middle of the stance, and then you're going to try and get the ball just in front of your toe. Okay, so then the left foot and the toe is nice and lined up. Then from there, you're going to lift your right foot off the ground. Okay, this is a bit of a challenge in itself, trying to stand still, but that's the idea. If I can ensure that I can balance on one foot, that's going to really focus on my center of mass staying nice and centered. So again, left foot, get comfortable, set the putter, lift the right foot in the air, and then try and get a putt maintaining the center. And whatever foot you are, so I'm right footed, so doing it on my left foot is a bit more of a challenge. It's really just focusing my body on staying nice and centered while swinging the putter back and through. And then learning to hit it like that and learning to start it on line while staying very balanced. So for me, as I'm right-footed, this is a little bit easier. I think generally it's easier, but just because of being right-handed, it's a bit easier to kind of get the head going through the ball. So again, I've got my right foot on the floor, left foot in the air, same feel, not trying to sway. You can see, like, if I swayed off, I'd lose balance. Yeah. So if I can maintain my balance while hitting the putt, that's really going to mean that I'm staying nice and centered. And when we're doing this, our legs are really engaged, and our legs should be engaged when we're putting. Our legs and our core should really be nice and strong there. So legs, core, keep them strong, and then rock the shoulders. If my legs and my core aren't engaged and they're soft, that's going to be causing that swaying back and through. So again, just like I've done there where I had both foot in the air, not at the same time, is now what I want is to try and ensure that that feeling I get from my legs and from my core when I've got one foot in the air is by now transferring that feeling into a normal putting setup. Now I've got the normal setup, now it's about engaging everything, rocking the shoulders, keeping the weight 50-50, and really focusing on staying nice and centered.